Yes, it's my reflective diary. Each day I've given about how I was feeling
Yeah.
and what I did.
What you described what you were feeling.
How I
Yeah.
described how I was feeling for some of them. For some of
Mm.
them, I didn't really feel any strong ways, but I do reserve the ability to kind of go back and remember how I felt if I needed more
I think
information.
that's great
Okay.
that you're telling us how you're feeling and how you're coping.
Okay.
Dependent on energy levels and what else is going on. I think that's really great because it makes it more personal.
Okay.
Accomplished and professional communication, perceptive analysis and interpretation, demonstrating clarity and sophistication in thinking, and maturity in decision making to progress ideas. So I think it's that. I think it's about progressing ideas. It's about
So
the development. I think.
So in my reflective diary, I should include something more like tomorrow. I would like to do this with the project and think about what the next step is.
Based on what you've just achieved that day.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely. So make it relevant to the progress that you're making, what you're learning. It's about that perceptive thought. Things that come into your radar that are influencing your decisions.
Okay. So like I saw a person doing something today. This has made me want to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Or
That's interesting.
or a conversation.
Okay.
Or a piece of research, whatever that might be. Yeah, that I think at the moment it's, and I would argue, Jan, that there could be a little bit more. When I was reading this reflection, I just felt there was a lot of description there.
Description.
Yeah, I felt you weren't really revealing the decision making that you're currently going through enough. I think in terms of your research, in terms of the decisions that or ideas that are being stimulated through your research, the direction that you're taking. I think. I thought this piece was really strong, where you actually frame why you've chosen your idea.
Okay.
This here, I thought was really good. You've given clear ideas. Is it this one? You broke each of the games down.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's there. It's there.
Oh, is that my?
Yeah, this here. I thought that was particularly
Each
strong.
brief.
Because I think you were really succinct, and you were giving a clear idea of why you'd reached certain decisions.
Okay.
And the opportunities it had as well.
Okay. So I should, in my brief, why I chose something or what made me choose it.
Why is a great question.
Why? Right. Why I did it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I tried to do that, but I probably came off more like explaining than more describing why
so.
instead of explaining.
I think, yeah, please,
Yeah,
if you
fine.
could, that'd be amazing.
I'll have another read of it then. I mean, it is not done, but yeah, it's good to continue then from there with that kind of.
You've chosen the mechanic. Is it
The classic game mechanic.
You talk about coding. It was interesting because you've actually stated quite a lot of things that you want to try and achieve, such as the coding. Have you made a start there? Was it here? I can't remember where exactly, but you kind of outlined a few things that you wanted to achieve. You said that coding was one of the reasons why you chose this one. Is that right? So, what have you done in terms of kind of production research or testing at this stage?
At this stage, for this specific project, I've not done any too much research. I know I've been having a look at different games like this.
Okay.
But it's just been brief in my own time. I've been kind of focusing on planning.
Are there things you could do? In terms of preparing for production.
I can probably play those games. I can talk to people who are into games like I'm making. I can just get a feel about what.
I mean, that would be awesome. Because a big part of this brief is audience. It mentions it a few times, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How have you dealt with that?
Well,
you've got,
I know
I've survey down
I've
here.
talked about there's my audience. I have talked about audience a couple different places. I know I think it was in my research plan. I went into why audience is important and how I'm going to research it.
Yeah. Where's your research?
It's
right.
there.
Here. Yeah.
I've gone into. It's on the other side. Contextual research, and it's audience. Sure. Why it's important, how I'm going to do it, Yeah.
So how will you do it? I mean, you say it's important.
I will look.
How are you going to?
I'll look at similar games and create an audience profile. So I'll probably do it mostly on comparison, where I'll be like, a similar game to this is FIFA or Mario Kart, or so I kind of have that in between. See, FIFA can be quite.
But in terms of the audience, how are you saying you'll look at the audience for that particular game?
A variety of games that I am emulating.
Yeah.
And then kind of compare and contrast.
So when how do you find the audience information then? What is that going to the site and them giving you that data?
I mean, there's a site that I used in my last F&P, I think, where it was called it was something parental guide, and it gave a parent's opinion on how old the person should be to watch a movie or play a game. So I go by that because it's quite a trusted source.
Okay. But is that not just a perspective from the parent? Is there, in terms of the user, the end user, how will you deal with that?
I'll also have a look at ratings. So what rating a game is. If it's you'll say any age or all age. If it's 12, if it's PG-13, it's for more teenagers.
Is there an equivalent of this?
I think the equivalent to that is that parent thing.
Oh,
is
is
the
it?
best I found, yeah. I mean, it is a
interesting.
parent's opinion, but it is quite good because it outlines as well things that, like, so something like GTA, it would say it is an adult game because of this, and this, and it gives reasons for it. So it's kind of not just a parent's opinion, it's got...
So will you get a sense of what people enjoy, though, from it? Because you're creating a game, you've got to be inventive and creative here, haven't you? So it's about addressing what your audience would enjoy playing, how they would enjoy playing, how they would be engaged with the game.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm not sure how I'd find that. I'd probably look into that research. I'd look for websites.
Is this not, I mean, Keanu, Joseph, yourself, and there might be a few others in the room that are doing the game. Is this not a great opportunity for you to team up and do a little bit of research together? I mean, they've got the game machine downstairs. I don't know what it is. The big screen and the controllers. I don't know what they use down there.
So what do you mean, like play the game and see what it's for?
Set it up, get student experience to help, set up the game, and over a break or over lunch, set it up so that you can get some user feedback, be speaking with people that enjoy playing games, encourage them to try something out, kind of set it up so that you perhaps have different mechanics that you could get people to try. Or games.
I also might, talking about that, I might look in places like Reddit for like communities about similar games and see what they like about it. So yeah, I'll have a look for feedback from various different places then.
One thing that I came across was this, where for some reason it's chopping it, so I'm not getting...
Is it not? Oh right, well I'll fix that.
And that's also on the other pages, so the evaluation I couldn't quite read as well.
I think something must have gone wrong there. I'll have a look at that. Yeah.
Something like this, you just want to make sure it's tidied up.
Yeah.
And you don't have to revisit. So I don't know if you...
Bibliography.
If you've got something elsewhere that you can just paste into there.
Oh, interesting to bibliography, so it looks...
This has to kind of sit as a separate entity in a way.
Yeah.
It's quite an important document.
Right.
So it needs to be filled out. And yes, this would be an ideal time just to read back over it and make sure that the content is right. It's not too specific, but it's specific enough to give an idea of the direction you're going, which you've kind of done there. The evaluation, I would say, though, is important. I don't feel you quite convey that. Evaluation is how you're, like the self-assessment you're talking about, you judging your progress against the matrix, for instance, you making reflections, you undertaking...
I think it definitely has cut off there because I talked about how to do it a little bit. But yeah, I'll definitely include some of that stuff about looking at the...
So you say here, I can counteract this by researching the mechanics I want to make and how to make them. I think a big part of this game is audience, and if you're talking about perhaps treating a group of people as a focus group, or using online sources such as Reddit as a way of testing ideas and creating a dialogue, I would put it there.
Right.
They want to read about how you're evaluating your progress through your own initiative and reaching out to others as well.
Okay.
So I'll just revisit that. And according to this, we are 31st pre-production.
Yeah. So
How far away are you?
pretty far, especially if I haven't done research. But I guess I kind of messed up there where it's research and planning. So I've done my ideas and planning, but I'm
You've done
not
your
good.
ideas and planning.
Yeah, well, this is my ideas and planning.
Oh,
This
so
is-
in textual form. There's nothing visual. Will it end up being kind of visual thing?
I think that's going to be more research.
Right.
That's going to happen.
Okay.
Research.
So, how will you get back on track then in terms of, because you've got the Easter break, of course, from Wednesday. What kind of things could you overlap the development with research? Is there?
I
bits
mean,
of
it's
research?
not. I'm not too worried because even if you have a look at this,
Yeah.
if we have
So,
back
yeah,
on
go
a
on.
look on this, it's
This year.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
you can see that there you have a week to do those things, the choose four briefs, the research and the ideas and planning. Sorry. And then you have 2 weeks for pre-production. I don't need 2 weeks for pre-production.
Okay.
Pre-production is more important for what's it called? Like more creative stuff, especially mechanically. I can have some maps and some plans in, get it all in order, my YouTube videos, but that at most will take a day. So pre-production for me
Yeah.
isn't as important.
I would have thought that the pre-production for you was the coding bit and testing things, that were working as you want them to work,
I think
as
that,
opposed to leaving to production.
think
I know
that-
you'll encounter those problems to solve in production, but do you not want to try and iron things out prior?
I mean, I wouldn't see the point of that when I
Right.
could move on to production and then start making it. And if I see problems, I obviously can diagnose them.
Yeah, okay. So you don't want to road test a couple of ideas with an audience and get the feedback and see that you're going in the right direction?
Possibly. I might possibly may do that. It's not on my mega radar right now, especially because, as you're right, I haven't done research. But it's also the fact that
Research is quite broad, though.
Yeah, it's
That
gonna be
is
fun.
production research. You actually coding something, trying something
Yeah.
based on what you've kind of formulated so far and putting it out there. That is research. So think quite broadly about what research is.
don't stop researching.
I mean, no, don't stop researching.
Yeah.
Absolutely, keep researching. In
Yeah.
fact, it asks for that in the form. So please copy over that form if you can.
Yes.
Range of relevant interests. Yeah, sustained. That's just picking up on these words. Sustained,
Sustained.
continuous. When you look at, if you're shooting for a distinction, you got to show that investment is continued
Yeah.
journey.
Okay.
I think we'll stop there because I don't want
Okay,
to.
sounds good.
We covered a lot of
Yeah,
ground, haven't we?
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.